Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Anthony from 30 Plus Fitness, and today we're going to be covering no retreat, no surrender. There's quite a bit of confusion online on Facebook groups regarding the English edition edit of the film. Is it the same as the American one, or is it the same as the European one? I'm going to let you know today. But before we do that, guys, if you're into martial arts, fitness, or Hollywood or Hong Kong movies from the 1970s to the 1990s, then this is the channel for you. So please subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications on my upcoming videos. Let's get into it. Before we start on today's video, guys, are you looking to lose a little bit of timber before Christmas and the New Year to enjoy your Christmas guilt-free? If you are, then please put your name on my 12-week challenge waiting list on my website. I'll link below to it, and all you need to do is put your name and your email in there, and I will send your information over. The program does start on the 23rd of September, so if you're interested, as soon as you see this video, hit the link and put your details in. You will get accountability, support, there'll be nutrition advice, there'll be programs for you at home or at the gym. Let's move on to the video. Okay, so let's clear the confusion up regarding what edit is this and why have we not seen it since the days of videotape. So this and the US version on here are the same with a few differences. I actually sat down and watched them side by side on the computer. I watched the video rip, which I did probably a decade ago, and obviously the DVD. This is available on DVD and Blu-ray, and it contains both versions. It contains the 94-minute international cut and the 85-minute US. The obviously PAL video runs for around 79 minutes, as you can see just there. The US and the UK version are identical apart from a few cuts. So there's no extra footage, there's no really bad acting. This is why I think they edited it down by about, what you're looking at, 9 minutes or so, because of the shocking acting by a few of the people in the movie. It's I might cover it later on, but I do prefer. I've seen them both. Obviously, after the videotape, we did get No Retreat, No Surrender on DVD and Blu-ray, but sadly it was the international cut. Obviously what they got in Germany, Karate Tiger. I did buy, when and No Retreat, No Surrender did come out on DVD for the first time. I think I bought it from Scandinavia. I bought the Australian version, and the UK version. All those versions are the international cut. Obviously, when maybe New World Cinema bought the rights to it, they looked at it, they were like, this acting needs to be cut out, this needs to be cut out. I do miss at the end, obviously it's more like an old Kung Fu movie at the end, when obviously he's doing his training, he does the flip. That's included, and that comes from the Kung Fu movies. Yung Kwai is probably one of the first Hong Kong directors I watched. Obviously I was in my teens when obviously it came out on video on rental. I did actually want to have it for Christmas one year. It's the only thing I wanted. I used to rent No Retreat, No Surrender out religiously, probably week in, week out, and I was like, I would love it for my birthday. My mum did actually inquire in the video shop, but back then obviously they were all rentals. You can, this is a sell-through release. We couldn't get our hands on these. They wanted £80 for it, which at the time, back in the late 80s, was a lot of money. Suffice to say, I didn't get it for Christmas, but later on obviously I picked this up probably for about £10 to £15. Let's give you a little so this is the back. As you can see, the runtime is 79 minutes approximately. As you can see, Mang Hoi there doing the flip for Kurt McKinney, Jason Stillwell. Inside, if you can see it, you get the Entertainment in Video logo, which is pretty nice. Obviously some video companies just give you a black box, but that's pretty nice. And this is a tape. And there you go, no retreat, no surrender. Obviously the runtime says 84 minutes on. I will have to double check as I'm doing the video. Obviously I've got this ripped on my computer. I'll check the runtime for you as we do that. But let's get into the differences between the US on the DVD and Blu-ray and the UK video. Let's go through the first difference. Like I said, I watched these side by sides. I had to keep pressing and pausing because of the differences in the frame rates, but I've cleared this confusion up once and for all. I'll show you the differences now. Right, so the first difference is when the family, the Stillwell family, are heading to Seattle from supposedly LA. There is a title card which says Seattle. That is from the international version. Obviously, I think Kino used the international version to actually make the American edit. I think that's why when you see the Space Needle footage, I think that's from a 35mm print. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments if I am, but I think that's why. So in the UK video, there's no Seattle, as you can see the Space Needle, and in the international version and the DVD Blu-ray version, you can see the actual name Seattle. Obviously I don't think it was needed. If you have this on video in America or Laserdisc, and you can tell me, does it actually show, does it say Seattle when the Space Needle appears? Obviously just a few seconds before that, they're on the highway and it says entering Seattle. So I don't think they really needed to have a title Seattle on under there. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let's move on to the second edit, or the second difference. So the second difference I noticed is when RJ is helping Jason out of the U-Haul with the Wing Chun dummy. Obviously Scott's there leaning on his car eating a cake. He's going, oh, it's Bruce Lee freak, just what Kingswood needs. And then he says in the DVD version and the international version, he says, why me? And he gets cake all over his face. That's edited out of the UK video release. And I think it's either because they cut the next scene, which I'm going to go through next, or it's just an editing mistake. If you got, like I said, if you got the DVD, or not the DVD, the video or the Laserdisc, check it out, guys. In the America, was that little snippet included or not? Okay, let's move on to the mind-blowing differences, why this was edited. It's incredible. Let's go through that. So the next difference comes straight after the why me, cake smear all over his face. And you'd think, why would the BBFC cut this scene? Is it really violent? Is it gratuitous? Is there blood spraying everywhere? No, it's Jason unrolling his Bruce Lee poster because it had nunchucks, because Bruce Lee was having nunchucks. Let that sink in, guys. This is how petty the BBFC were back in the late 80s. They butchered the Bruce Lee films. Any sign of a nunchuck, even though later on in the film you do actually, when Bruce appears, Lee Dagat appears, or Sensei Lee appears, you can actually see it in the background. But just to unfold a poster, either entertainment in video, guys, if you worked on this release, if you worked for entertainment release, let me know if it was your guys' fault or the BBFC's fault for actually removing some person just unfolding a Bruce Lee poster. Guys, you don't know how lucky you had it. You've got it these days. The actual nonsense we had to put up with back in the day was ridiculous. Let's move on to the next difference. Right, can we guess which is the next edit, next difference, cut, whatever you want to call it? Yep, that's right. It's when Jason Stillwell is putting the poster, which his dad had ripped down previously, putting that up in the, obviously the empty house, the deserted house, just before Lee Dagat appears. Again, this is how petty the BBFC were. You couldn't even be shown to actually show a Bruce Lee poster with a pair of nunchucks. I had a poster of Bruce Lee on my wall for over a decade, guys. Can you believe that they wouldn't even allow us to see that? It's just so petty. It just blows your mind how petty these people were in charge. It's just ridiculous. I did actually go onto the website, the BBFC website, and see if I could actually find out what was cut, because I knew the next one, which we're going to talk about, was cut, but I didn't know about these differences. And I was like, let me see if they actually, and I think there's nothing on the website to say, oh yes, this was cut because of this reason. It's absolutely ridiculous. Thank God those days are long gone. Let's move on to the last difference that I found between the US and the UK version. Right, so this is probably the only cut due to violence, or what the BBFC classed as violent. And it's when Jean-Claude Van Damme, Ivan Krasinski, elbows, obviously Kelly's brother, the worst actor in the world, elbows him on the chest, in the neck area, before he wraps the wire around his neck. That is the only bit what's cut for violence that I could see in the UK version, but they omitted somebody putting a poster up on a wall. Crazy. Obviously, No Retreat, No Surrender is one of my favourite films of all time. It got me into martial arts. It got me into, I was into Bruce Lee, but it certainly got me into Bruce Lee. Who wouldn't want to be trained in Jeet Kune Do by Bruce Lee, or as they call him in the movie, Lee Daga, which took me years to find. I was like, why is he become Lee Daga? Where's this Lee Daga comes from? And I think it's Mandarin, even though Bruce didn't speak Mandarin, and I think it means Big Brother Lee. And again, Jason says Sensei Lee, even though Bruce never taught karate and wasn't Japanese. I don't know if that was a way of getting around a lawsuit. It's Bruce Lee, you can't really use his name. I'm not sure. Obviously, I've never been to the cemetery where Bruce and Brandon are obviously buried. The first time I saw it on video was No Retreat, No Surrender. It is one pilgrimage I do want to make, and hopefully I can make that happen in the next year or so. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, I do cover a lot of Bruce Lee related items, and in the future I'm going to be covering how Bruce Lee trained as well. That's going to be one of my upcoming videos. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, please like, hit the bell for notifications, and don't forget to leave a comment. That'd be wonderful. It really helps with the algorithm. I'm going to go through the soundtrack again, guys. There is this one by Paul Gilchrist. Obviously, this is for the American, and we know the English version of the film. There is an international version available, and obviously the rest of the world got that. Guys, let me know in the comments if you were one of the lucky countries to actually get the US UK version. Obviously, I think the rest of the world got the longer version. And obviously, I've got No Retreat, No Surrender, number 2, Raging Thunder also. These are available, guys. This one and the upgrade to this, which has just come out over the last couple of years. Yeah, so it's on buysoundtrack.com, and they have a Shopify store. I did actually order 2 of these, obviously because of the postage costs from the US. I thought, well, I'll try and get 2. They only sent me 1, so fingers crossed. I've ordered 2 of the new version. It only comes, these are obviously factory press CDs. The original one is as well, as you can see. The new, obviously the upgraded version, the remastered version, is just on CDR. You do actually get a download. It's on WAV format. It's on Apple lossless as well. So you can download all the formats, and I think it works out to be about £10. Like I said, hopefully I get 2 copies this time instead of 1 when I get that. This actually did come signed with obviously David Spear, actually signed it. Let me grab that for you. As you can see, you get on the first version, you got David Spears' signature. That's pretty much it from me today, guys. Please like, comment, share, and please subscribe to the channel. Hit that, obviously. I can tell by my analytics, a lot of people are watching my videos, but they're not actually subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel. It does help me out. Obviously, it takes a lot of work. It took me about 20 minutes just to find this video today for the video. It takes a lot of work. Obviously, now I've recorded it, I've got to edit it, put the footage in, obviously, which obviously they cut out from the film, so you guys can see the differences. It does take a lot of work, so please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Comment, let me know. I'm running a poll at the moment on my community section. Which song do you prefer? Do you prefer the song Stand on Your Own, or do you prefer, obviously, the, where is that?
1 minute later.
This is the international version. Let me give you a quick. There you go. And again, music by Frank Harris. They've used a few tracks in a few Hong Kong movies, so if you do pick this up, you might actually, this is from Perseverance, if it's still available on there. Probably, I think you can pick it up on iTunes. If you can't, obviously you can probably obviously listen to it on Spotify, etc. these days. But I do like still collecting CDs. I do have a few LPs, a few albums, but I'm more of a CD man. In a later version, in a later video, I'm actually going to show you my soundtrack collection. I've got a few boxes full of stuff. Obviously, it's mainly action movies. That's the movies I love. So obviously, those are the movies that I do tend to pick up on CD. So that's it from me today, guys. So
no retreat, no surrender.